Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Omi, and this is our first look, impression, review of Rebel Inc. Escalation from the makers of Plague Inc. Very decent game, good on mobile. I think the PC version worked really well actually for a portable, like a mobile type game. I didn't really feel cheated by paying that much money for a port. I felt it worked well. It was enjoyable. We could expand on it. I really did think they did a good job for that. So this is by Endemic Creations. It's mostly positive reviews. It's been out for a couple of weeks now, and I've wanted to see a little bit more about the game before we actually jumped into it. I have played a little scenario on easy mode just to see. But it's still in early access. It's $14.99 right now on Steam. I believe it was a 10% discount a little earlier in the month, and you could probably expect towards the end of the year for that price point come down a little bit again, maybe in a Steam sale. You can get the soundtrack as well for $5. And yeah, they keep adding new things. A few days ago, there was a new region map. There was some game balancing stuff about 2 weeks ago at the end of October. So yeah, they are constantly sort of jumping up and supporting this game. So it's a political post-war negotiating with insurgents kind of game. Mechanically, it plays a lot like Plague Inc., as you might expect. So we're going to jump right in here. You can see we've already done Saffron Fields, which is the base first thing that you've done. Have unlocked Mountain Pass. I think we'll jump on that. Civil Servant looks to be decent. The Economist works to an annual budget. I'm not really sure how that's going to change the game, but we unlocked that from our last one. Tank Commander, that'd be kind of interesting. Okay, Economist, and we've got basically the Tribal Elder for completing when we had to delay the start of the insurgency. I don't really feel like that's the best way to showcase things right now, but that's what we've got. So I'm actually going to set up on Saffron Fields with the defaults. You can see the first sort of steps in the game. No advisors, basic default game on normal mode, and we're going to jump right in. So we got an operation, so a military operation. We've had a war in a country. We've kind of freed them from a tyrannical government or whatever setup they had. Real world analog to kind of like an Afghanistan type of thing, where the Western world believed that the Taliban was a terrorist organization in control of the country, went in to remove them, and then it's the fallout after that we're dealing with, just like in real life now, where you're trying to pull out of the country and hand it back to the people of that country, but you're not trying to let the insurgents reclaim power that you've just spent God knows how much time and how much money, manpower, resources, lives, how much of that you've actually sort of spent over these years to get, the country to where it is. So we're going to name it. So merciful, decent, okay. Merciful or. You can also just name your operation. Yeah, we're going to set that up. So Merciful Or, Operation Merciful Or is approved, and we're launching it in Saffron Fields. So here we are. This is what everything kind of starts out as. You've got this background map. As you can see, the invasion is over. Combat forces have been withdrawn. Initial hopes of change, it's still unable to really build on that. It's very unstable. Population's neglected. the insurgents will hit. So the local government has asked us to lead an operation. So I'm not sure whether we're the invading country who's now setting up their government, or if we're in the aftermath of another person's government coming in. I'm not exactly sure, but whatever it is, the local government's asked us to stabilize the region, so we're in charge of that. So set up a HQ, and I think we're definitely going to set that up here in the big city. Makes the most sense for me. Now, where you do set it up, you'll get a little zone of influence around, and that'll start winning hearts and minds a little bit easier. So population center, probably a good place to start. They've all got these little tags though: Delta Uniform, Foxtrot Lima, Echo Tango, Echo Papa, Alpha Victor. That seems to be the main bit. It's urban, it's on a highway. Here you can see it's rural, it's on a road. This has got a path, it's remote. Remote on a path. So it really depends what you want to do, but I would suggest for your first game, play on easy mode, play in this region, and set your HQ up here. We're going to click on that, and there we go. So we are paused, and then just like Plague Inc., we got a certain bit and pieces here. You can see there's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of stuff going on. So corruption is something that you need to keep an eye on, because it will reduce your support, and you're trying to gain the support in the region to set up your win condition, which is influence the hearts and minds and get everybody behind you so that you can deal with the insurgents, either through peace talks or whatever. You're really trying to get the deals done so the insurgents stop fighting and everybody's happy with you. So either you can take control, or you can finally hand over control back to the people you believe should be in charge and leave if you're a foreign power. I'm still not clear on that aspect, really, but that's your win condition. That is your win condition. So corruption is tied to support. Inflation, if you spend money too quickly, you are going to start seeing that go up. So yeah, that's going to increase all your costs. So you can see now a few tabs at the top. If we jump in, you're going to see the Plague Inc. kind of style coming through. So we've now got $27 to spend. For $2, we can unlock development discussions. So we're going to work with the local people to understand what they need. Then we got services, again, what they actually need from a healthy point of view, mentally and physically, and socially. This is more, as you can see, about the economic side of things, developing the country, and this is the infrastructure within the country. So you're probably going to want to do them all. I'd say start out small, pick one you like. Services make sense to me. What's the point in having like jobs and all that kind of stuff if you don't have like sanitation and health and water, and there's been a war? Let's rebuild that first. Let's look at, maybe building some infrastructure relatively quickly, but I'll maybe leave this one a little bit later because that makes sense to me in a kind of pathway. Well, that's dealing with the civilians. In the government, you've got different things here. So district representative, this is going to unlock a little bit of a pathway around it. Gathers intel. This year is for local militia, which you're going to need to help secure areas, to try and fight insurgents. The people aren't going to like these military outfits being there, but they are necessary, so you're going to have to use them in the correct way. And this here is your anti-corruption tree, where you start getting corruption going down and down. And then the military tab, when the insurgents strike, or before they do, we're going to get a little coalition going from the international superpowers and our friends in the world, and things like NATO, etc., all those sort of pacts that we have set up apparently. We're going to get some soldiers through them, and we can use them again to really help out. That's probably going to have a bigger negative effect than domestic soldiers that we've raised as militia. So, yeah, nobody wants foreigners back in the country after an invasion where the combat troops are just left. This is bringing some back, even if they're not the same ones, tied to different countries, different reasons. It really doesn't matter to the laymen and women in the country. So, but that is going to be an important tab. So, we're going to set this up, and then as you see, it just branches out. Just like plaguing. Medical supplies increases support level there. You can see here, school regeneration, fast to roll out that one, and water supplies. We need to do that one. But every time we spend money, the inflation's going to rise. And every time we enact something, corruption's going to rise a little bit. And like I say, that's going to erode our support as well. So, right now you can see we've already spent a little bit of money, so inflation's going to go up. The more you spend on one thing at a time, it's going to go up even further. More in one region, it's going to really ramp up. But I am going to spend a little bit. We're going to see inflation go up, and it'll die down over time. We can buy it down with government stuff, and so be it. But we're going to put some water in. Now you can see we can go pretty large scale water. At the moment, we just got clean drinking water. 25 zones, we haven't done any yet. You can see it's going to build it. It's going to take time. Sanitation, we don't have any yet. I'm going to throw some more in that. Again, 0 of 25. And we don't have anything yet major. But we've done the basic water and sanitation. I'm also going to do education. Now you can see there's a literacy drive, and school supplies. I'm going to hold off. There. You can see at the moment inflation's quite big. And if we were to spend a little bit more, it doesn't look like it goes up any here. Corruption will go up. Support will go up. But here you can see that's a huge increase. So I'm going to do a literacy drive. That's okay. And I'm going to gather some info. So now you can see what we've got here. Anti-corruption. That was a lot of money because inflation was high. It would have been cheaper, but yeah, we're going to spend this money quite quickly. But you can now see that we've got different sort of corruption things. The outreach programs there. We could still hire a local militia. We're going to hold off on that for right now. But you can see some of those increases in government. We still got these here. We could still do another couple. But you can see here, we're getting the schools up and running, helping kids to read, and other people to read as well. But we've got sanitation and water, plus we're appointing representatives to the district. So that's a really decent way of doing it to begin with. This is our zone. You can see nowhere stable. Right now, there's a lot that we don't really have any intel on whatsoever. We're very low on supporters. There's a lot of neutrals. There are some hostile people. That is where we're going to go and try and battle. That's where the insurgents will come from. So you can see here, there's a list of different regions which will get sort of sorted out. There's a lot of concerns in various regions. Right now, you can't really, do anything here. But there's a lot of different stuff here. Enhanced minimap will come. This will be, a little bit more information of different things. Then you've got all your stats. You can see everything there. If we dive back into the map and unpause, you'll start seeing things change. But when we get up to that 100%, and if we dive back in here, once again, stability of 0. If we get 100%, we win. We need to make this a stable country. So, we go. We gain support to stabilize the region. You can see all these hammers. We're starting to lay stuff out. That's the people against us, slowly ticking down the hostile people. We're gaining people, but there's still 50,000 there neutral. And that number will fluctuate a little bit depending what we do. So reputation, as it says here, you go in with a certain reputation. Doing some things will increase it, some things will decrease it. Usually a show of strength against the rebels will increase, and anything else will kind of decrease it. And yeah, that's kind of that's another way to lose. So at the moment we're at 80. If it hits 0, we lose. Also down here, the insurgents don't want to talk, but right now there are no insurgent fighters whatsoever. So you can now see that some of these probably have been done in the regions. It's where the hammers have disappeared, but we're still hammering around in different areas. So each month that takes past, we're going to get a bit of money. Again, you can see now, we just pause quickly. We've done in a number of different zones. 2 for most, 3 for schools, 6 for literacy. That inflation has dipped right down. We are still though seeing that corruption is an issue, and that's going to hurt our support. But really, we got a lot of money now, so $12 for that. Causes less corruptions when funded. Nice to get early. And we could even set that one up, but it's going to pretty much double our inflation. So you can see here, international assistance again. It'll increase inflation a little bit. Corruption a little bit. That will increase corruption a lot. So you're putting military leaders, out there, which might not be great because, they might want power for themselves. So that's going to sort of show up in the fact that corruption increases. Nevertheless, we're going to have to do that. PR's not too bad. Census isn't too bad. Inflation. We've already spent a lot on inflation. I'm going to open that up. So electricity, telecommunications, dirt roads everywhere, main roads everywhere, and highways. So right now we're not going to improve anything. Think I'm going to throw in medical supplies because corruption isn't going to go up that much. Inflation will, but we're about to stop spending, so we're not going to really feel that cost right now. We'll wait for inflation to dip down, regain our funds, and then we go on another little bit of a spending spree. So that will now give us more medical, and then we can get a core health care, which again will win hearts and minds. So right now, really kind of easy and simple. You can see here, the inflation is going down fairly quick. The money is ticking up every month. We're getting a little bit back and forth. Corruption's not going down right now, but that's okay. There's all news and stuff, and there will be things which show up along the way. But services, police goes in there, services again. So you can see how it goes. Now, when insurgents show up, that's when things get a bit crazier. So there we go. We just sped up time a little bit. Then we get a pop-up icon. Again, if you played Plaguing, you're used to these. So we click this. There's a new university being proposed. They want to build a university that would improve the provision of post-school education. So we can reject it, which is just refuse to build the university. We can't approve the oversight because we don't know enough about the zone. So even though we've started examining zones around our HQ, this is outside that. We're not really, knowledgeable about Delta Yankee right now, so we can't do anything there. But for $3, we can build the university. Now, think of this as millions, because the amounts don't add up otherwise. But let's, they try and keep it simple for you. So 3 million to build a university. We'll gain support, but 71% chance corruption goes up. 70% chance the costs are going to go overrun, and we're probably going to pay more money. I like increasing the support, and $3, that's not much compared to our budget. If it overruns, I don't know how much it would overrun, but I'd be willing to pay maybe another 3 to get this university up, honestly. Especially in an area we haven't really done anything in yet. I think that's a great way to spread our influence. And yeah, if it increases corruption, so be it, because anytime we spend money, anytime we enact anything, it pretty much does it anyway, so that's not too much of a big thing. There's always a chance that neither of those proc either, so bang. So corruption's gone up. There we go. We spent an extra $1, so $4 for it, but support's gone up. Corruption went up by a couple of percent. That's really not too bad. Our inflation didn't go up, so it was like a free purchase for inflation. And again, we get to see. So with the numerical keys 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3 for the speeds, and then spacebar to pause. You've got control again, just like Plague Inc. They've taken those sort of things from their first game and given them to you here. So lots of money. Doesn't seem to be much else going on. We can dive in again. So yeah, now's a perfect time to actually spend this funds we just got, but I'm not really sure where I want to go next. Again, a tiny bit of inflation just opens up this tree. So livestock, you can see here, hostile population reduces the effectiveness. So we kind of want to get a lot of the hostiles out before we do this. Again, urban zones. We control a major urban zone. We don't really control much in the way of rural, so that might be a better way to go. Again, just training and land rights, so we can really sort of get everybody on the same page and settle those disputes. So again, not really something we need to do right now. They would drive up the inflation a little bit. So what do we actually want here? I think we need to look at some of the roads. I need to look at some of the roads here. Let's increase the dirt roads. There's 8 zones with those. You can see that would absolutely like fling inflation up to do those right now. Not so bad for tier 2 here. This would wear down the hostile, which means then this tree becomes much more useful. And then what we're going to do is absolutely slam in there. Spend the money, get that corruption down. So these are going to slowly decrease corruption. It's going to take a long time, but it's going to help us. And that's going to keep our support level fairly well sort of set up. We're starting to build that with all these initiatives. We still got a little bit of money. Inflation's getting up there though, and we do need to roll out that at some point. It looks like 17 for local police, and that's my next one I really want to do. So right now with inflation it's 17, so we'll check that when inflation's a bit lower. We've actually got people in. But yeah, overall, you can see in this area, we're almost sort of even. Almost between the hostile and the supporters. Overall, it's not that great, but now you can see here, these are unstable. So we got no intel over any of these regions, which is why, when I think in this region, it might have been that one, but I think maybe in this region here, we had the university, and we just don't have any intel. There's still no insurgents shown up yet, but these are unstable. But you can start seeing, we're rolling out a few things, and we got a tinge of green, starting to gain stability in our home region. So, again, going to go on fast speed. Here we go. Insurgency is rumored. So now we can actually get the military stuff going. You can see this is ticking down. That's very slowly ticking down. We do have 13. If we wanted to pull this out now, so we have 15 now. You know, that's a little bit cheaper. We've actually got the money to do it. We can also, with 7, just get coalition. I'm going to do that straight away. Soldiers gather intel. Increase support level. I'm going to do that. And there we go. So before the insurgents show up, I'm going to want to get these guys trained. And I want to put them over here. So we're going to gather intel here in Delta Yankee. I'd say that's going to help us a little bit. So from what I played before, they came out the mountains. There we go. They're actually going to come out this direction in Gulf Papa. So we can either leave these guys here to gather intel, or we can just drag them across and they're going to go over and see what all the fuss is about here. And actually fight the insurgents. Normally a good idea to do that, I feel. So there we go. We do look like we're getting a little bit sort of giving up a little bit here to the insurgents. But there we go. Now we're actually here. We're trying to scout out. We'll get in some fights. Now this inflation is very low. So you can see here the bar. We're okay. But we're slowly sort of moving back and forth. But we're holding our own in that area. We might be gathering some intel. We really wanted to know. We could go and get some more. We could employ national soldiers, which is, you know, more corruption. Again, we're increasing the support level. I'm actually going to throw 9,000 to get that guy going there. We can actually throw in even more if we want to, and get that next load in. I do want to get that up. I really want to get that up, but I think this is best for now. Just get a lot of coalition soldiers. So they're going to take time to train, but if we can get them in the right areas here, this is actually going to go very well for us. So they're going to be here, and they're going to be here. Now what this does is we're going to fight them here, and then we're going to pincer in on either side. They can't escape. They might be able to get through here, but we're able to kind of support each other. So now you're going to start to see when fighting happens. Now they're moving in, so we're going to move in with them. New set of insurgents. I'm going to move those guys in, and now you're going to see. There we go. So insurgents have taken over a couple of provinces, but you're going to see that we're slowly going to start building up some support lines between them. We're going to get these fighting areas done. So there's an insurgent camp. So that's where they've been actually headquartered and where they've been striking out from. You can see this map's got the greenish tinge and little bits of sort of lightning and opening up and fog of war's disappearing. That's what we're all about. We're slowly getting control of this area, and that's spreading its influence around. We're not quite in charge of those areas. That one we are actually got a few more supporters. Again though, the neutrals sort of win out, but a lot of these were very close or slightly ahead. So there we go. So we've got to leave those insurgents kind of setting up a little bit, I feel. I'm going to drop those guys back. We're going to chase these insurgents and try and fight them. And again, we're going to try and kill the rebel base, and there we go. That's going to make things a lot better for us. And then I'm going to march my guys down to support. So until you can really surround them and stop them running anywhere, you're not going to be able to do anything like amazing. But because we've been in here and we've gained intel, and now we're starting to roll out our initiatives over here, we're doing good. But we've landed troops back on the soil, we've raised them, our reputation goes down. So you've got to be careful over that. Now, we can't quite shut them off, can we? We can't quite shut them off either. There's too many places they can run. But again, I'm going to move those guys in. Again, we've got some money. That's quite low. We're going to roll out here a little bit more in terms of communications to set this up. Going to put some police in. Again, corruption's now really high. But that's okay. That's okay. And now we can really get some support back that we've lost. And gains 3 reputations. So that means we'll be able to really sort of, you know, take some risks elsewhere. The outreach office speeds up the initiatives in individual zones. Again, I feel that's my best way now, just to get that sort of hearts and minds effect going in. You can see the roads, the services, we're slowly starting to get in. Corruption is rising. It's not the best. Gonna roll in here. Roll back. Over here, we're going to just try and catch these insurgents in certain areas and try and fight them off and really chase them around until we can get to the point where we actually can surround them. But all these green areas, they're slowly coming in, guys. Yeah, I want to try and push these back over this way. They control the mountains at the moment. But if we can sort of set that up and get in a good place, because there's going to be a lot of fighting over here now, because and the fact that they do control this means that it's very likely that that's going to be a base in there. It's always good to keep these people moving. Try and set up. Improving water supply, so there we go. Again, we're quite low. Significant temporary a decrease in corruption. That could be nice. Harder to take control. That could be nice. Rural, remote, urban. Give me urban. We might want to look to get a few pieces there. I want another one, but there we go. Our HQ is bolstering troops here. We're helping bolster there. Yeah, we're gonna lose that area, and that's gonna reduce us again. It's gonna reduce us again slightly, but national soldiers. And those national soldiers will now allow us to start actually wiping people out. Not doing too much. So there you go. They're gonna. So maybe these coalition soldiers won't be around forever. I need to give that up a little bit right now. So ignoring job creation. So okay. They're telling me what they want. Now they want some jobs. And that's gonna be in urban. So we're going to set up some jobs. It looks like we actually killed there through the police. We actually killed the insurgents, which is really good. We now need this to set up. So if we can sort of contain them, and we are supporting each other quite well. Let's speed up a little bit. Okay, so lack of stability is hurting us. Withdraw country. Okay. So we get a rapid replacement on a 70% chance. There's 55% chance of compensation, but we could anger the coalition forces, or we could just lose reputation. I'm not going to take a risk right now because we need to fight back here. We really need to fight back here. So they're gonna take this. But when we get everyone set up now, there's nowhere for them to run. I guess they could come across the bridge, actually. Yeah. Not the best. But now if we move in over here, and again start getting set up to run across another area, stick our national troops in here. So now we control both sides of the river. They are going to move on. They are going to move on. I need to set up this way, so they got very little places they could actually go. And again, we're just going to shift these guys round. So once everybody shows up, yeah, they're really gaining around here. But now we can start setting up, and you can see we've actually gained control for ourselves. We've actually destroyed the insurgents, which is good. We're going to do 2 more tours of duty. It's going to really hurt us here, but it's going to allow us to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Really contain these issues. So they're trying to like kill people right now and destroy what we're building. These guys might run down here, which is fine. But we're setting up to the point where we're trying to trap them. Do some more duty. See, I'm really just trying to trap insurgents where we can. And again, I'm going to get that going. I'm going to get that going. I'm going to get that going. And that going. So there's quite a lot of money there being spent, so everything goes up. But again, we should be able to blow these guys up and actually defeat them. And then again, we set up to contain. And if we control these areas here, they can't actually come across the river. We can also start pushing in the new troops into these areas and start actually fighting back and quashing all of these insurgents. So do we give that one up? No, 1 more tour of duty for you. We're really low now, but we're starting to get to the point where our reputation will start going back up. So there we go. So they're going to get better at fighting, but we're going to gain reputation. It's going to get some more reputation for us, which is badly needed. 5 months remaining, and then we can really start fighting back. And then we can start letting the coalitions go back. Yeah, there's no actual fighting. We can actually step them up. You do need to keep moving units about bit by bit. So I'm actually going to move those in there, and hope they don't run down. Yeah, they did run down. Yeah, okay. So it looks like now a rival country's been supporting them. If we accuse them, it's going to backfire. We see that. So can we cut support? It's going to cost $8. There we go. That's fine. And yeah, we did reduce their capability. So again, that's pretty good. They've still got an area to run in. And there we go. Now they don't have an area to run in. Not only don't they have an area to run in, but now I can start actually pushing over here. They just got absolutely wiped out. That's going to allow me to move that guy up there, that guy up there, that guy up there, that guy up there. Hopefully, again, they don't run in behind, but we do have a little bit of room. In fact, we want them to run in. Yeah, we want them to run in that direction if they're going to run, because again, it's much easier for us to set up a nice little ambush, as it were. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, so build a new park. How should we proceed? If we refuse to build it, there'll be an issue. With oversight, you can see it would cost 5. But we'd have less chance of corruption and overrun. I think we can afford the 5. Considering I think we're going to blot out the insurgents, be able to send the coalition home, and still be able to save enough to get the 4th national soldiers, which... or maybe just a new coalition soldier, but... yeah, I think we can do the 5. So that would probably cost 3 anyway. And a chance of increasing corruption. Let's take the chance that we don't do anything. There we go. Lovely. So yeah, when this all gets set up, I think we'll be able to crush all these guys and just see things moving in the right direction. Again, we're really struggling up here. But you can see all the support. See all the support. We can't really afford not to send those guys home. But there we go. We gained some support. Sadly, they got in behind us because of that. We're going to pay 7, increase the support. Try not to let the guys down. And then we're going to drop these guys back into containment zone. Why can't I get these guys back? I don't know. I really want to drag these guys back, but they're not coming back. Okay. Again, we can't really do too much with it. And then we really want to get that national soldier business back in because, yeah, we're really hurting there. So 13 for those. Again, if we can get these in the right areas, we're going to be okay. Let's see. Stand up to the insurgents. I swear I like to do it. I swear I like to do it. Send those units home. And then these guys leave. Yeah, they have left. Good. They have left. So they can step up and they can step up. They're going home. So we're losing a little bit more areas here. But again, we've got this little front here where we can start moving up. And we've got this deployment coming in for another area where we can push these soldiers out of. So you're gonna chase, you're gonna chase. These guys are gonna disappear, but again, as soon as this is done, we're gonna be able to set up. Do one more tour. I think we can afford that right now. And yeah, we've got a containment zone, plus this is gonna come in. You're just gonna go... You just go straight up on the flanks. There we go. New ex-militia police chief. No nonsense. There we go. So now we're protecting everything. They can't come in. We can sort of slowly try and drive them out of the areas. And that's going to be really good. So, let's see. Try and talk. We're going to threaten them. Again, we just really like messing up the insurgents. They're going to start pushing in. Sweet. Okay, you can drop back. You can drop back. Again, we're going to try and just keep this up as we go. And then the anti-corruption stuff is all going to come in. Because that's really been hurting us. We're just going to spend to get all that down in one. And there we go. And again, we're going to stop them from gaining any land over here. And just try and keep herding them into certain areas. So they can go back home then. Again, we're going to threaten. Delay the talks, keep things on our side. Get those to move in. And there we go. Now we should be able to shut down the insurgents a little bit. Yeah, so we're guarding all the way around here. So now we've got our 4, we can start to set things up. Gonna counter strike against them again. Spend our money for good. And you can see we're really low now on both. We can slowly start picking stuff up. So, yeah, increase national soldier strength for 8. Why not? While we're at it, I'm gonna go in and pick up that for 14, which does exactly the same. And yeah, we just keep pushing on and up and really stopping them from breaking through while we're winning over the hearts and minds in all the other regions. And sooner or later, we're going to keep gaining a lot of support and stability and driving them back into certain areas. Move this guy across here so we get even more support on that flanks. Yeah, we'll get a journalist in. We gain a little bit of reputation. You see here, we've got a rebel base that's slowly going down. And now they're going to try and talk to us. I'm not going to try and talk to them just yet. Mainly because I don't think we need to. Again, spend a bit more money for a counter-strike. That's going to help out. And yeah, we're going to start pushing in on the flanks now. And as I say, they don't really have anywhere to run. They do there. They moved just before we could control the area, sadly. So they have broken out. So again, I think I'm going to go back into containment more than anything else. So if we stop them from running, we can slowly start pushing them back. Again, gain my reputation back. So all that reputation we lost, We're slowly gaining back. We're pushing them back and back and back all the time. They're trying to make inroads into us. We're not allowing that. We're going to chase them back this way now. Yeah, we got a lot of money. Got a lot of money. Again, set that up. Garrisons can be set up. Checkpoints can be set up. Civil support. Combat reinforcements. And now we're seeing these guys being so effective. It's unbelievable. So, build a garrison there. And that acts like a line of support, but also like an extra troop. So now we've got a troop in here at the base of the mountains. So they're trying to get in, but they're being reinforced. When they actually throw back out, we're going to chase them down. And now we're going to start talking to the insurgents. But again, now we should have a lot of support and a lot of ways in behind. So they've got in behind us somehow back here. And again, I like to be very hard line. The way we do things in here. Spend the money. Get rid of that. Again, you see there's a base. Every time we're trying to push forward, we seem to get pushed back slightly, which is slightly annoying. It's partly our decisions that we're making, but it is quite annoying. We can gain some more coalition guys. That's the extra troops we needed to stop them from getting across the water. And yeah, we just keep pushing on until we win. So, we're going to leave things there. We're very close to victory as it is. We're very much contained the insurgents in the mountains. We're winning hearts and minds. We are developing the country around us. And yeah, peace talks are underway. And they will be on our side. So yeah, from there, we can really just go on and win the game. Maybe unlock some more stuff. And then we can vary our playthrough again, just like Plague Inc. That's the way they work that game. And this is very, very much the same. So, I'm a fan of this game, I've got to be honest with you. It's still in early access, like I say, but it's only $14.99. I think replayability you get a lot. The music's quite good. The theme is, you know, quite decent. The mechanics behind the game, again, I really like those. Easy mode is very easy. The step up to normal's been a bit harder to really wipe out the insurgents, but I feel we are controlling them quite well while we develop the rest of the map. So that was something I really, really enjoyed. So yeah, we just gotta see how it all works out. But you got a peace talk deal going on here, but the region's getting more and more stable. We're gaining our reputation back. And yeah, we're just annoying the insurgents basically every single time. That's all I need to do is annoy the insurgents. I'm pretty happy to do that. Build a garrison. Once you get the garrisons in, you can really start moving up your troops because your back line is secure. But yeah, I would recommend it. Like I say, it's a fun little game. Grab it now or wait for a Steam sale, which should be coming up, as I say, end of the year. $14.99 in dollars. Your regional equivalent applies. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I've been Chris Ormy. This has been Rebel Inc. Escalation. And I advise you, go and get it. Stamp out those insurgents.